Match, Penn FC at Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC Date, Saturday, May 26. Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. UTC Venue, Highmark Stadium, Pittsburgh, PA. Refs, Ref. ISMIR PEKMIC AR1, Jeffrey SWARTZEL AR2, Gregory IRWIN 4th, Taylor BOMBALSKI. How to watch, ESPN, subscription required. How Pittsburgh will look. When I appeared on the Mon Goals podcast with Justin Ashcraft, he made a convincing argument that Pittsburgh's 3-1 loss to FC Cincinnati in the Open Cup on Wednesday night will leave the Riverhounds with a chip on their shoulder. The players were embarrassed by the loss, so they'll probably be pressing the attack early. Not only that, they rested a few of their usual starters during the midweek match, so everyone should be ready to go for Saturday. The one concern for the team is that they've gotten a little sloppy on defense lately. They allowed Cincy to score 3 goals in the Open Cup, and they gave up 2 sorta ugly goals last Saturday in Tampa Bay. Head coach Bob Lilly prides himself on maintaining an excellent defense, but the defenders and goalkeeper Dan Lind will need to focus on getting out of the little funk they've fallen into. Penn FC will look. Penn FC hasn't had a league match since May 9, so most of the first-choice starters should be good and rested. They went into their break on a good run of form after winning 2 out of 3 matches. And it's not like they've just been sitting at home the entire time since. They played 2 U.S. Open Cup matches where they managed to score 5 goals. That's pretty impressive when you consider they've only scored 6 goals in 9 USL matches. Don't expect to see midfielder Mauro Eustáquio on Saturday night. After he was injured during the Tampa Bay match, he confirmed on Twitter this week that he tore his ACL and he'll be out for the season. It's a tough blow for Penn FC's depth, as Eustáquio had played well as a holding midfielder, both as a starter and as a solid late-game sub. What to expect? Both of these teams have settled down since they first met back in Season 2, so don't expect another 0-0 draw for this one. The attacks of both teams have gelled together well enough that we should see a few goals Saturday night. But it's still going to be a meeting of 2 of the best defenses in the Eastern Conference, so don't expect another 6-5 shootout, or anything. Romeo Parks was the main attacker for Pittsburgh during the earlier match, but he missed some big opportunities to score. He came up injured after the match, and that gave Nico Brad a chance to step up and start scoring. He's gotten 5 goals so far this season, so expect him to be troubling the Penn FC defense the entire match. And don't forget about Kevin Carr. He hasn't been much of a scorer so far this year, but he just loves to get goals against teams from Harrisburg. Penn FC will be looking to build on their recent successes while shaking off a few of their bad habits from early in the season. Tommy Heineman remains the biggest goal-scoring threat, scoring twice so far with his head and once with his feet. The Pittsburgh defense will need to keep an eye on him at all times, because when Tampa Bay lost track of him, he made them pay for it. This match also feels like an opportunity for free-kick specialist Jerry Ortiz to finally make his mark for Penn FC. He had an excellent assist against Tampa Bay, but he has gotten closer and closer to curling some long-distance shots into the back of the net. Penn FC's primary focus will need to be testing the Pittsburgh defense. Recent results show that they can still make some mental mistakes, but the boys in blue will need to be throwing a lot of shots at them in order to generate these chances. Tommy Heineman is the target, but he'll need some creative passing from midfielders like Richie Menjivar, Freddie Opoku, and Dan Metzger to get the scoring started. If those guys have a good night, then Penn FC will have a good night. Prediction: both these teams love to get draws, and I feel like this match is heading for a 1-1 scoreline. But after talking it over with Mon Goals, I think that this will end up 2-1 in favor of Pittsburgh.